her teachings. And if you could just all join in welcoming Karina here today as she brings us to that sacred, sacred place. Karina, yay!
Yes, we're here, and I see so many beautiful familiar faces and new faces and connecting into new beloved beings. And it is a truly beautiful, beautiful moment for both of us in our decision to do this, Demetria. And it really, and including today getting the message to wear pink, and I see her and she's wearing pink. It's like for the heart and for that really beautiful high ascended immaculate heart that is with us always. It's it's unborn. It's it never dies. It's not it's out of a presence field that exists in the eternal. And that's the message that came to me so loud and clear for this gathering here. It's just to realize that there is this beautiful, immaculate presence in our being that just so loves us. No matter whether we're falling down in the dirt and we're lost along the way, we're shining high atop mountaintops or down deep in places of confusion and challenge, that there is an actual indwelling space within our being that is a connection link to all presence. And it is our natural state of being. That's why I call it natural divinity, because it is natural for us to be in our divine state. And it takes a good 13 to 14 years of education and schooling to get us civilized and to get us into the mode of doing and our human having and doings. But the human being is always there, so welcoming to us. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be with each of you as I'm just gazing into your beings and into your names and into your pictures and into your vibrational field. We have been co-inspired to be here. There's a conspiracy to get us all together, a co-inspirational moment to join us together, a really, truly beautiful co-inspiration to join together. So
yeah, I can, it's very palpable, actually. I can really feel that. And on this amazing time of 11 at 11 o'clock, here we are all really have been through kind of a divine impulse brought together in this circle. And with everything that's coming, coming through, this 11:11 is, it has kind of a unique flavor to it, as they always do. It does seem to be bringing some things up there, maybe underneath the hood of our consciousness, anything that maybe has been sort of pushed away.
yeah.
And so this is why I'm very excited for you also, and to bring forward grandmother and to kind of take us, without any kind of suppression or anything, but just kind of take us through the deepest spaces, which you do so beautifully. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. Do you have any questions, or we'll do that later? Or?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Do you want to take a couple questions first and then do the transmission, or whatever you prefer?
Maybe it's really important just to attune ourselves. So the transmission would be really lovely to just get us into the space that we already naturally know as our being. How does that feel for everyone? Like, you can put your hands up and just kind of, go like that if it feels good for you. Yeah, there's some definite knowing right there. And I think, yeah, well, we've got a thumbs up from people. So it's yeah, I think that that would be really good. And if there's something else that comes in presence later as well, we can offer that. So my message this morning, and where I'm located in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, was all about connecting into that immaculate presence and just being able to allow ourselves to just unfold. And that feeling of that unfoldment in our being is is so essential right now in that place of heart and awareness. So I'm just going to read to you just briefly what I wrote this morning. We are all aligned with Source Divine. The grace of divine dispensations pour in from all dimensions. We are aligned with the fullest gratitude for the gift of who we truly are. Give this moment in all eternity the deepest thanks for every blessing unfolding in our lives. And so that was the message that came through for me this morning. And I want to just imbue that message with this transmission, which is like a divine dispensation. And what I mean by that is an opportunity for us to release or unburden any sense of that which is unsupportive or has not necessarily aspired towards the fullest support of our being, and an opportunity to lift that up through our higher self, through our divine nature, without having to put any effort into it, but just by that space of completely allowing ourselves to energetically release. It doesn't mean that you have to physically let go of anything, but by allowing the energy to release, disperse through this dispensation, we can feel the attachment that may be a part of some of our beliefs, some of our desires or expectations of the certainty of something being a way of being, that we can allow whatever needs to come in can come in to our sacred space. And so I'm going to take you through what's called the 7 gates of love. And at each one of those gateways is a miracle of presence that you may breathe into and feel that expression of being. So I ask you now to find that place that is most comfortable and peaceful for you. For anyone who is not fully on camera right now, you're also welcome if you want to just to get a blanket, because sometimes frequency shifts can occur. And if you need to lie down, because the dispensation will work through the whole entire body, you're also welcome to do that as well. So I'm going to just begin this journey by speaking a word. And the word that came to me this morning was neshama. And it means in Hebrew or the Jewish tradition, breath. It also means the soul of breath or the source of breath. And so I ask you now in this moment of blessedness to feel the breath of your being, where you are in your heart and in your presence. And feel this opportunity in the heart of your presence to connect in to the beloved place of this earth Gaia consciousness and the mother presence. As I call upon the grandmother known as the ascended presence of the universal oversoul, or the lightest of light being of my being, as I receive the blessings for what is called the emotional body, which is its element of water, and the frequency of the flow of that, which is the flow of all liquid light through the being. So take this time now, if you so choose, to close your eyes, if you can, where you are, deepen into your heart, and align into the presence of who you truly are. And feeling that blessed moment of awareness and presence through the guidance of your being. right in the center of all being, is a divine and powerful awareness field. As I hold up this torsion structure from my husband, Gaspare, I show you the energy or the essence of how a breath of living being can expand and move through that vibrational field. If you so choose in this moment, as we connect into the heart of the heart, feeling that pulse beat song and the presence of your being alive and aligned. And at this first gateway, where we stand at the ennobling presence of all that is, may we connect in to the heart of our heart, known as the Immaculate and Frequency Vibrational Field, the original liquid crystal oscillation field that allowed for form from formlessness to arise and arrive. And in the beauty of this moment, we feel that generational field, the sustaining, life affirming, life generating seed of consciousness. And in this gateway, this first gateway of love, we have the courage, which means to take heart, the courage to be who we truly are. And in this moment of alignment, may you place in the center of this space an intention of all that you truly are, that which rises up from the calling of your being, that which descends down through the vision of the breath of the soul of your light. To feel this neshama, this God force, Goddess presence, Mother, Father, all that is. And we align into that gateway as it opens to draw in a sacred breath from that intention that infuses all being. And through this sacred sound, may this alignment be enlivened even more. Taking in a deep breath if you so choose, and releasing with the sound of ah, the sound of the heart. Feeling the blessings of the intention, expanding like a seed, deepening. As we feel in the center of all this creation, thanks and blessing for this gateway of love. As we now tune down to the ground and end our feet in the vibration of the soul essence that rises up from the earth star, as we connect into the second gateway of love, the commitment to be who we truly are. And in that field of awareness, in the commitment of being who we are, where we stand firm, where we feel the rising up of the support, where we feel that again, which is life affirming and life sustaining, and we feel and connect in. And that which rises up in two counter-rotating fields, a breath of living, loving, illuminated consciousness, healing and harmonization. And the beauty in that moment that aligns us all and aligns each one of us into the commitment of being, the choosing of stepping into a form, from the formless into the form, in the word humana, human, in the linking of the sound of the tonation and the vibration of that into the form, into a stabilization field, into that which is stable and sustaining, life affirming, and life germinating. From the seed of the knowing and the intention, so too the flourishing that rises up. And through that fruition, May we affirm to our being now, I am here and I am loved. Again, the breath of the heart activates this field and brings us in to the grace of all peace. Thank you, great, magnificent, and divine Holy Mother of all presence. As I entered into the fields of great and presence, Grandmother, my being, known as the Goddess of the White Lotus, we now ask for the third gateway, the gateway of connection, that which opens through the crown and descends down, bringing with it the great and infinite light. And in that connection field, we allow ourselves to receive, to open up unto the highest for the good of all, this breath that sings the tones of all living light. Hear the ringing, singing tones of this as we emancipate and liberate and allow for the freedom and flow of all being through the grace of that which is. Entering into the field of our consciousness and descending down as it enters into the earth field and rises up again and connects in to that beautiful and wondrous field as it is expanding and contracting in the breath of our living light. And as we breathe in the great richness of the presence. For that which rises in the pranic field of the breath, that which descends in the presence of the light, so too are we in this embodiment. The key of all living presence is to embody, exemplify, and live the path through every breath and every moment. And so we welcome in and thank this gateway and honor it. Honor it in the light that we are. And now we feel the tuning of the pranic tube, that which enters from the top of the field of presence and that which enters from the bottom of the field of presence, circulating around. And here we come to the fourth and the fifth gateway of love, imagining that the left side and the right side of our body, that which tunes in the receptive and the transmittive, that which we feel in the entrance of the feminine frequency of rising up through the left side of the frequency and entering into the right brain hemisphere as it moves through all. And we feel that which is the Ida or the moon meridian, and it encircles us up through our spine, connecting into all the energetic bodies and into the receptive quality of each one of the chakra fields, and how that blessed entrance into receiving. Here, the certainty, for surely, surely this is true, that this breath brings us home. May we bring even our left hand to our heart, as if to affirm and say, I am whole and I am loved. And in that blessed moment of receiving that receptive nature, we feel an influx that rises and descends, circulating this field of consciousness through us. What am I ready to receive into the heart of my being? And so as we feel the personal connectivity to the mission of our being, so too now the right side of the body, where we receive the confidence from the certainty of receiving in, the confidence to transmit out. This, the message of my soul, so too I send forth, encircling in this rapturous moment as it ripples out through all dimensions. And I bring forth this global message just through the tenderness and the silence of my heart. And so we feel this as it tunes the whole right side of the body, entering in to the left brain, as it sings songs and tones. And we feel it through the sun meridian and the divine masculine frequency. And so in the right side of the body, we can feel the message to bring out who we are, unveil through the receiving of that which is in the grace of faith and the certainty of this knowing, so too may we confidently express and send forth. And through these two gateways of love, we receive in the presence the prana and the presence through our breath as they merge together. And therein, in each of these gateways, we align and bring forth this beautiful, coherent frequency of emotion and intellect, intuition and divine imagination, joining together like a perfect figure eight. And the star of the heart becomes ignited in the field of that brilliance. And so we tune into these two, joining together the hands of the heart. Feel the breath of the being as it rises and descends, rising up the spine as we connect into the sixth and the seventh gateway, that which is representative of that which we have walked in all the pathways. There we connect into the consistency of our being, rising up through the spine. And we feel all the generations and all of the ancestral lineages joining together, the mother line and the father line, as they interconnect through the alpha and the omega. And there in the front of us is the gateway of clarity, consistency and clarity. And there in the consistency of our awareness, may we feel an unfoldment, an embrace as the being of our guardianship that we are in the high, high self opens the wings of its light and surrounds us in embrace, as if to say, we are here together as we have always been, and in this gateway of love. There the lineages and the lifelines and the lifetimes all merging together in equality and divine equanimity. And there all of the lessons, all of the steps, all of the moments of which we now may cherish in the beauty and the wonder of our being, as the heart radiates this loving presence. And there before us, the gateway, the seventh gateway opens to reveal a glorious, living, loving light that comes towards us and imbues and embraces us. And in that clarity of vision, we receive in this, that which we see, that which is unseen, that which is known and that which is unknown. And a divine embrace comes together in our being, and we feel the tuning of that which is behind and that which is in front, that which is beneath and that which is above and that which is within. And when all seven gateways join together, we return to the High Holy Heart in a perfect figure eight, bringing together the eighth gateway, which is the gateway of the body of light. And there, in the eighth gateway, we feel the culmination, the coherence, the co-aligning, our communion. In a way, community is communal unity. And let us say that in the eighth gateway, may we all feel the joining of our hearts in the center of this encircling. And right there in the center is a golden heart woven from each of our intentions aligning together. And there in this resonant beating heart, a beautiful breathing vibratory field, a movement of frequency, an opening in to the essential nature, to the fields of enlightenment, and to the ascendant presence. Breathing this in now to receive the blessings of this sacred sound as we move into some moments of silence as well. Om Namana Nashima Om Darema Iroso Samate Cristo Same Om Shantiya Shekin Hama Nate Yama Brahma Sete Amate Shamu Sete Asananda Tauti May the healing, that is the harmonization in all presence, be here and now, through the love of all that is, omnipresence, the supreme intelligence, omniscience, and the divine wisdom, omnipotence, and the threefold flame of love, wisdom, and power, joining together now in our hearts, in our fields. May these, the seventh gates of love, returning to resource and resourcing in all, in the eighth, that which is aligning now in a perfect figure eight. And here at this gateway of 1111, so too, may we align up with these, that which is in all eternity, the infinite source of our being, here alive now. I am here and I am loved. I am whole and I am loving. I am home and I am love. So be it, and so it is.
Just feeling that reverberation. Feeling that ripple all throughout. Throughout not only our container, but throughout the entire field. And deep within each of us. So Karina, if you do want to take a few questions, I will let, if anybody wants to ask Karina a question, you can put in a question in the chat. In the meantime, Karina, can you share a little bit about grandmother?
So when I first received the message of grandmother, it was as if an aspect of my being that had been patiently waiting for me to make my decision to stay in this field of consciousness. And it co-aligned with who I am. I was given this name by, I call them the Masters of Shambhala, grandmother Alushama, which means that she who is at one in all universes in song and word and vibration. The message that came through related to the goddess of the white light, lotus, or the oversoul, and the universal oversoul, and that I was in my own lineage here to embody this presence and to share it. The words that were used were promulgate, 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 or to share whatever messages were to come through. So in 2016, it became that much more crystallized in my being, and I began to share these transmissions from grandmother. How would I describe her? She is an aspect of my being in an ascended presence, and she's also a part of all of humanity's essence, and we all have that kind of grandmother vibrational field within us that is there, that supports and loves us as we are. She said specifically to me, I love all the children of the divine nature of humanity, especially the naughty ones the most, just in a sweet little chuckle that comes through, in order to say that all are welcome. She said to me very clearly, there is an invitation, there is a promise, and there's a gift. And this is an invitation into the heart of love. That is the promise of the fulfillment of our mission, and the fulfillment of the mission of this great unfoldment that is happening for us all at this time, of the tuning and the turning of all ages. And then the gift is the gift of grace, and the grace that supersedes all karma and all karmic fields. When we come into a state of grace, we come into that field that acknowledges the gift in all experience and acknowledges the gift of who we truly are. So for me, the experience of grandmother is a very deep, abiding presence and love, but it is also filled with a quality of refined and very fierce level of love and grace, in that she is compassionately and totally committed to the invitation that all beings are welcome, no matter where they have been or what they have been in their lives, or what they may have done or not done in their lives. We must always, she says, we must always make the invitation. That does not mean that all will come. And she says this over and over again. It is simple, but it is not always easy. And sometimes you need a steady hand to hold until you can steady yourself, to really stand firm in that invitation, in that gift, in that presence of being. So there's messages, there's artworks, there's teachings that I have brought forth, and it's been a really powerful experience for me. And I've had so much love and support. There's one soul brother right now, Charlie Riverman, who's on the call, who has been such a wondrous upholder of grandmother and her divine awareness. And I I'm so glad he's here right now, and many others, including yourself. So I'm not sure if that answers your question or not, but that's what
No,
comes through me right now.
yeah, I just want to say, yeah, it's so good to see Charlie and others that I recognize. It's absolutely wonderful. Really, it really is a very strong community connection here. I just want to say, you spoke directly to my heart, everything that you were saying about grandmother, um, because that's what's been coming up lately. Is there's so much talk about, the shadow and integrating the shadow, and it really becomes real when maybe it's, I want to give kind of an example to what you were just speaking into, how grandmother really makes everyone feel welcome, right? No matter what they've done, no matter what has been done to you, you have worth,
Yes.
you're valuable, and
Yes.
you're welcome in the
Yes.
hands.
She
Uh,
she says it over again, over and over again. You are seen. You are acknowledged. You are heard. You are appreciated, and you are valued, and that every being is asking for this in all of their existence, to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. And if we can convey that through our being, through our embodiments, no matter how a person may be behaving, at the soul of their whole entirety, there is a mystery that none of us know what their role they are playing, what they volunteered to show up and embody and be. And it may not be a pleasant example. It may be some extremely harsh lessons for themselves, for us, and for humanity. But there is a mystery of what they are volunteering to embody and demonstrate. And they always have the choice to reach in deeply and return to the invitation of the gift of who they are, no matter what it is that they may be showing us.
yeah, and sometimes what I've gone through personally is it's an invitation for us to let go of control. Because when we need someone else to behave in a certain way so that we can be okay,
Yeah.
we are not acknowledging our divine authority. We're not acknowledging our divine power, right?
Everything can be tuned and attuned from within, and that's the key to the process of what I am here to offer through sound, word, text, and vibrational art. It's all about this beautiful tuning of the being. And what is happening on so many levels is almost like an incredible orchestral movement of harmonies within harmonies. And it's hard to fully see unless we can step back and step deep within to really see the grander vision of what is unfolding right now. And this year particularly, it's really taken a lot to remain centered in that true essence of who we are, to really affirm that, and to realize that everything is woven and created and co-created and co-communed together through all of us. And so the more that we can be a truly powerful stabilizing force within our own being, no matter what may be happening externally. And she also says very clearly is you must peer through the circumstances, because interwoven and interconnecting all experience, there is a higher order involved and a deeper presence at work attempting to bring us more and more into the mystery and into the unfolding presence of the heart. That it just absolutely has this gaze that is pure. It is pure, and it sees all in their true nature. That doesn't mean that we condone actions. It does not mean that we just stand by passively and just let everything wash over us and through us. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But it does mean that we have an activating and active way of witnessing and seeing and embodying and being that that gives examples, that in our embodiment, this exemplification, we need as many as possible. And sometimes it's so silent. I teach this in my classes, to be fully in presence and then walk through, you know, a mall or walk through a place or go in and keep that going. And the other thing that grandmother says, it's natural. So you don't have to just do it in your temples. It's when you're making a bowl of rice. It's when you're cleaning a floor. It's when you're changing a diaper. It's when you're cutting your lawn, whatever it is, that energy is infused through it. The actions of our daily lives are embodying the very essence and presence of our holy nature. And love is consecration. It makes everything holy.
Yeah, it's funny because I really felt that during the transmission, like exactly what you're saying. It's like it almost gave, and it's funny how you started about the emotional body, and it's like the transmission just, yeah, it consecrated, it gave safe passageway for the emotions to flow through
Right.
and just be seen right through, because it's like they were flowing through, and then during the transmission it's like you go right through them, so you kind of see beyond and you see into their true nature. So yeah, that's, yeah.
And it the feeling that rises up from that experience, and um the allowing of our being to come into that grace of presence allows us to actually actualize the vehicle. And we what grandmother talks about, and what I hopefully embody at my utmost, is the idea of letting go of control and coming into command. Command is from within. Control is like you're trying to move chess pieces around on the board and trying to figure out how to constellate something so it will allow us to feel more safe. The command is from within, and it gives us this sense of um, of a deep, abiding awareness, a felt sense that just rises up, and it rises up because it's always available, and it's always alive in every moment. If we so choose to feel it, be it. And emotion stands for energy and emotion. So if we can allow things to flow through us naturally, if we can keep the container of our being as clear as possible. So it's like this message that she repeats over and over again. If I get too much in my head and I'm like, wah, 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 and she'll say, it is I and thee, and only I and thee in this indwelling being. If you have let any other co-conspirators into your field, you might want to wish them out. Thank them to be a part of your team, but realize it's I and thee, and that is that which is in this place of sanctity. If you've invited in beings to come into the center of your temple, it might get very large and very, very, very intensely overwhelming. But if you keep that swept clean, then this indwelling presence will open up and reveal so much beauty. Thank you so much, everyone here. New faces and new beings, and wondrous ones that are here right now. What is alive in this moment? How much are you willing to welcome in that which is already there within thee? But the welcoming in is the celebration of this grace that fills all presence, all being, all dimensions. And it just rings this living, loving awareness, especially at this time of great challenge, upheaval. where forces of being are jockeying for particular parts of our attention. But we have command of that attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if over here, it seems like it's filled with complexity and overwhelm and constant spin cycle of information and more information. And we know that that's there and we're not denying it. But our attention then moves to this, that which is aligned and that which is awakened and activated in our whole being. And then within our whole being, we welcome in all that we are in that invitation. The sphere and the expansion of the dilation of the being. You see, in this field, it's compartmentalized and there's no availability for a dilation and expansion of being. Excuse me, you just have to go along with that program and that's it. Okay, do you abide by that? We're like, that's really, really conditional. And over here, we just have this incredible expansive nature. And in there, it's like, oh, welcome. And in that welcoming, it's like, oh, okay, here is my attention. Here is my intention. Here is my focus. Here I am. Here all that is. Here we are. A welcoming in of loving kindness.
That's so important right now, Karina.
Yeah.
You know, right? It's so what you're saying, in inviting everyone here, I'm sure everyone here knows this. That's why they're here at this, in this call. But like, yeah, we're like really tuning in too when you're listening to something, when you're taking, when you were talking about inviting different people in, like when you're listening to something or reading something, a lot of times people, want to read, they want to know, they want to know everything. And I think everyone knows this, so I kind of feel like, but tuning in to what it feels like before you go to read it or go to listen to it, right?
This instrument is absolutely perfectly designed. It's perfectly designed to remain in homeostasis. It's perfectly designed, and as I said, to take that fresh new life and to go through its process that it goes through, and the new lives that are being birthed onto this planet right now, and the blessings that we've gone through our experience, and how we can return to that and return and retune and attune to that place. And I noticed someone said something about how to keep the temple clean and swept clean. Oh, I talk about the divine dispensation, or the idea of what is the role of the higher self? What is the role of the high self? What is the role of the high holy heart? We think that we have to carry around all of these thoughts, feelings, and intentions, or ideas, or how to fix, or how to do this, or how to do that, to get the constellated field in just the right manner. And in truth, all the concerns, all the worries, all the ways, and all the practices, they are beautiful for getting us to the doorway of no reply, and then we have to step through with no books, no things, no nothing, just naked, go through, empty of all concepts and ideas, and just return to the Immaculate Presence. And so in that, what this beloved being was saying or asking is, okay, higher self, higher being, in this moment of dispensation, this burden, and it often feels like it's heavy vibrational field. So we say, unburden this field. I offer up to the higher self, to the holy being, not the responsibility of its creation, but the awareness of the cause of its force, to the creation of what it is, to work it through in its infinite capacity. We are giving command. We're not handing command over because it's all that we are. That sweeps the temple clear. Any worries, any doubts, any overwhelm, any fears. We can write it down if we want to. In our ceremonies, we do this, the burning of old concepts, ideas. But this is something even more. It's a lifting up and off. And it's offering to that which is all that we are, the awareness that we are meant to be in a state of grace, in a state of flow and movement. So on a daily basis, one can say, here are these burdens that I have unfolded in my life, or on a planetary scale, or on a level of awareness. Do I wish to carry these around any longer? They have served. I am thankful. I am grateful. I embrace this. I have been a part of its creation. I understand that I am a powerful and intelligent and wise being. And so, higher self, high holy being, I offer this to you of the greatness of my source of all that is, to work it through for me. Sweep the temple clean. Sweep this body clean. Sweep this being clean. I am, we are in command of this. So attention from over here to here, feeling the vibrational field that rises and descends. We can feel it. Tiny little particles of frequency that just dissolve and melt in that divine love. It is done naturally, simply, through us and for us, because we give command to that.
Yeah. And I want to add too, like, yes, the giving it over to the divine, giving it over to source to kind of handle it all for us. And it's done. I also want to add too, that what's been coming up for me lately is anytime I try to escape or chase anything, I tend to add debris into my temple.
Right.
So be aware of tendencies to escape what you're feeling, or chase a certain experience.
Right, because when the expanded high holy heart of being dilates, it so for instance, we've got this that we want and that which we're aspiring towards. Okay, the idea is to try and go towards it, and as we go towards it, it just seems to go further away. But if we are still in our silence and being, and it may be over here, and we're like, but if we let go, allow, open up that vibrational field to do that work of that expansion and dilation, that our field expands, which means time and space contracts. And that which we desire, as Rumi said, that which we seek, it shall not find, but that which we are shall come to us. And that's how it works. It's the law of least effort through this attunement of the being. And the when it comes to us, when the opportunities come, and they shall, we thank, we bless, we share. We share because wealth is sharing. We give because we know in our giving that which we give shall return to us 10,000-fold or more in all kinds of levels of being. Goes back 7 generations, forward 7 generations in dimensions of being.
Yes, Karina, yes. And you embody that. I just want to say, I really just want to support. You're such a wonderful example. You offer so many transmissions and things, and you do it mostly pretty much all donation based. And it's so generous. It's such an outpouring from the heart. I know that I receive so much every time, and I know that everyone here has received an enormous gift during this time. We're going to wrap up today, but I definitely want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Let's go out with just a little tuning for all of you. Thank you so much for the gift of you coming here. It is such a welcoming call for Demetria and myself. Thank you so much for showing up and bringing your life and light to this beautiful space here. And thank you so much for coming to this planet at this time and bringing the mystery of your being, the seed of the unknown, into this field of consciousness. And if there are moments in your life where you're not sure where to go, what to do, or how to be, then just breathe the neshama into your heart, the holy breath of living love and light into your being. Let your heart expand and let all your cares and fears and worries melt away into the loving embrace, into the gift of who you are. Thank you so much, beloved beings, for being here. It's such an honor to be with you all on this 11:11 in the Pacific time code, and where I am in my time code, and wherever you are on this planet at this time. Take this moment to just place your hands on your heart center if you so choose, and just embrace this beautiful, wondrous gift. And just say to yourself, I am here and I am loved. I am whole and I am loving. I am home and I am love. Bringing hands into prayer pose, which brings the two sides of the hemispheres of the body and the heart together, right at the heart frequency. I am home and I am love. Thank you, Demetria. Thank you to all for being here. And I so hope to see you again, either in my circles or in Demetria's and my little co-inspiration together. Thank you, one and all. Many blessings on this 11:11.
And I'm going to put in Karina's. Actually, if you want to type in your website, Karina, so that people know.
Okay, let me move all this stuff out of here.
It's in the email. So it's in the email that I sent.
It's karinashahad.com, but let me do this here.
Let me make sure I spell it right.
Oh, wait, how do I get into chat here? Hold on one second here. All right, now I'll put it in.
And we do plan on doing a part 2, right, Karina?
Yes, sometime in December, you shall see us.
So stay tuned. And yes, thank you all. Such wonderful comments, beautiful, powerful, divine grace, all love to all. Your comments are very much appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And until we meet again, namaste. Namaste.
Or as my husband likes to say, have a nice day. Oh, bless you all.
Love you all.